Welcome, foolish viewers, to the Haunted Circus. I am your clown, your Gabby clown. Our happy haunts have unfortunately selected you to be subjected to the worst fate conceivable. Listening to a cringe 19-year-old go on an unscripted rant about her hyperfixations. So as they say, look alive, there's no turning back now. Howdy, I'm Gabby the Clown, and this is not only my first video ever, but also the first video in a series I'm planning on making where I ramble about stuff that I'm passionate about. If you're anything like me and enjoy listening to people yap about stuff they love, and you can forgive some unedited stuttering and poor audio quality, then this is the channel for you. But if you prefer your videos to be more structured and focused, then that's totally fine, but you probably won't have a great time here. Anyways, as you probably guessed from the intro and title, today I will be ranting about Disney's The Haunted Mansion. Specifically, every movie adaptation of it that I'm aware of. There's also a book series that is absolutely peak, but I will save that for another video, because if I talk about the movies and the books, then we'll be here all day. First of all, massive spoilers for Haunted Mansion 2003, The Haunted Mansion 2023, and The Muppets Haunted Mansion. I'm going to be rambling unscripted about these films, and I will not hold back on spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled, then yeah, you should probably skip this video. Also, I will most likely be swearing and stuttering a lot, so just figured I'd give a heads up if that would bother you. With all that out of the way, let's begin with the first movie on my list, and the first movie ever made, The Haunted Mansion 2003, starring Eddie Murphy. Alright, so first off, I'm just going to start by recapping the story, because none of my ramblings are going to make any sense unless, there's some context. So anyway, here's the beginning of the story. A real estate agent named Jim is in trouble with his wife Sarah, who is also a real estate agent because he's been neglecting her and their kids in favor of work. The classic workaholic dad trope. I wonder what lesson he's gonna learn. Anyway, he suggests going on a vacation to spend some more time with them, but then they suddenly get a mysterious phone call from an unknown man asking Sarah to come look at his mansion that he supposedly wants to sell. Sarah only agrees because her husband is like, "Oh please, honey, it's right on the way to where we need to go. We'll just be there for 5 minutes, and they're gonna give us so much money." So yeah, she's like, fine, I guess so, but only for 5 minutes. But then it starts raining, and then there's just mud everywhere, and they're just stuck there now. Basically a snowstorm for the south. And it starts out fine. They're a little weirded out because there's a butler that's really weird and cryptic, and he talks like this all the time. Yeah, so they're creeped out by him, understandably. But they get fed, which is pretty sick. The master of the house, Master Gracie, gives them dinner and stuff, and it's super cool. But he keeps making goo-goo eyes at Sarah, and Sarah, I'm not gonna lie, Sarah seems a little into it, and who wouldn't be? I would be too, honey, I 100% agree, would. But yeah, after dinner, everyone ends up getting separated, and Sarah and Master Gracie are taking a tour of the mansion, while Master Gracie trauma dumps on her basically. And the kids, oh yeah, the kids are there too, I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, the kids are there, and they're just kind of following around this glowing orb, that's a surprise tool that'll help us later, remember, the floating orb. And Jim, Eddie Murphy, is just kind of bumbling around while accidentally discovering all the secrets and mysteries that have just been hidden from even the ghosts, And like, oh yeah, because it turns out the residents of the mansion are ghosts. Wow, so surprising. Yeah, the staff and Master Gracie are all ghosts. Big shocker. But Eddie Murphy finds out that not only are they ghosts, but they're also cursed to, like, be bound to the mansion so they can't move on to the afterlife. Which sucks, obviously. Cause, like, the mansion's cool and all, but eternity's a long time, man. Yeah, so apparently they're all cursed because Master Gracie was engaged to this woman named Elizabeth, who looks exactly like Sarah. And she, unfortunately, poisoned herself, during a ball that Master Gracie was throwing to celebrate their engagement. That's rough, buddy. Yeah, Gracie was understandably very upset about this, and hung himself the same night, which is actually like a reference to, the hanging man in the stretching portrait room in the ride. Very cool. I appreciate the reference. Yeah, and after that, everyone in the mansion was also turned into ghosts and placed under the curse. So yeah, the staff is very unhappy about all this, and they're practically begging Jim to break the curse. And so they go to Madame Leota to, like, ask her, what are we supposed to do? And she just gives them riddles, which kind of sucks. But we'll get into that in a minute. Don't you worry. I have a whole rant planned about Madame Leota and her treatment in these movies. But yeah, Jim discovers that Elizabeth did not poison herself, and it was actually the butler Ramsley who poisoned her, and it was because, let me check my notes, he viewed their marriage as unacceptable due to Elizabeth being a black woman and didn't want the Gracie name to be disgraced. Wow. You know, fuck this dead guy, we hate racists. I am beefing with a million-year-old man. I don't care, he sucks. However, he clearly wasn't expecting the curse to also affect him. And he's very bitter about the consequences of his actions. So, when he discovered that Sarah exists, he assumed that, oh, this must be a reincarnation of Elizabeth. Perfect, let me get her over to the mansion so she and Gracie can get married, and so that we can be free of the curse, and I don't have to be stuck with these idiots anymore. So obviously, Jim, when he discovers this, tells Master Gracie, and Master Gracie's like, dude, what the fuck? I thought you were my friend. And the butler's just like, well, F it, I guess, damn you all to hell! And then he literally summons demons from hell out of a fireplace to just kill everyone, including the ghosts, just make them more dead like the exorcism in Beetlejuice. But the demons are like, nah bro, we're here for you, and then they dragged him to hell instead. Absolutely wild, but completely deserved. Like, just, it's still, it's, like, nothing can prepare you for seeing, just, like, out of nowhere, an old man in, like, just like a comedy movie, just, like, out of nowhere, this old man just summons literal demons from literal hell, and then he gets dragged down to hell. It's so wild. Like, crazy stuff happens in Disney movies sometimes, but it still, it just makes me laugh a little bit, because it's like, it feels so out of nowhere. I mean, it's not like the only, like, horror moment in the movie, because, like, before this, they had to, like, Eddie Murphy and his son, and his daughter fought, like a bunch of very realistic zombies in a crypt to, like, get a thing they needed to discover the secrets. But yeah, it was still really wild. To this day, it still makes me chuckle. It's just crazy. Anyway, after Evil Butler Man gets sent to hell deservedly, Gracie, ends up getting reunited with Elizabeth's spirit after all.
Editing Gabby here. I completely forgot to mention that Elizabeth is the orb from earlier.
Because she possesses Sarah, like, apparently her spirit's just been in the mansion the whole time, but she never talked to Gracie once or showed herself for some reason, like, until Eddie, like, it's been like 100 years, like 100, 200 years or something, and she just never showed herself until now when Eddie Murphy and his family are there. I don't know. I don't remember if they explained why she never, like, let her husband know, hey, actually, the butler guy killed me. Yeah. Like, I don't know why. But anyway, yeah, she possesses Sarah for a minute, just to, like, basically, like, confirm, yeah, that guy murdered me, but I love you. Let's go to heaven together. So then all the ghosts go to heaven, and it's very sweet, and, it literally is heaven. Like, it's not just, like, an ambiguous, like, great beyond. It's literally heaven, 'cause, like, one of the side character ghosts, is carrying, like, a bunch of bags and luggage and stuff, and, like, her buddy is like, we're going to heaven, you can't take it with you, and she's like, I can sure try, or something like that. So, yeah, heaven name dropped. Yeah. I don't know what... Yeah. Bleh. Anyway, after all the ghosts go to heaven, yeah, it looks like Sarah is dead. Like, she's just on the floor not moving, and it's one of those, like, fake-out things. But Eddie Murphy's reaction to it is so funny. Like, he's, like, barely acting in this part. Like, I feel like he just got tired after carrying the whole movie. Kind of, like, he's just like, Sarah, don't go. Sarah, please. I love you, Sarah. And it's so funny. It's so funny. It's not supposed to be funny. But it's one of the funniest parts of the movie. 'Cause he's like, it's so flat. And it's so unpassionate, and it's just hilarious. But yeah, Sarah is obviously fine, and she wakes up, and she's like, oh, I love you too, and, like, yeah, and then they leave, and they go on their vacation. Oh, actually, so you know how I said all the ghosts went to heaven? I lied. All of the ghosts went to heaven except for Madame Leota and the singing busts for some reason, which has wild lore implications. Like, does this mean they're demons? Are they ghosts? I mean, are they not ghosts? Like, what are they? Why didn't they go to heaven? Like, I don't get it. Like, why did they stay around? But yeah, like, Eddie Murphy's family just takes them with them on their vacation. Like, they strap the singing busts to the roof of the car, and they just buckle up Madame Leota into, like, a baby car seat. And, like, they just drive off into the void. That's how the movie ends. It's so funny. Like, I don't know why they decided to, like, have Madame Leota and the singing busts specifically, like, not be able to go to heaven. Is it 'cause they're objects? Like, are they trapped in the objects? Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird choice. But, honestly, this movie is iconic. Like, I can't help but, like, love it, despite, like, everything wrong with it. And we're gonna get into everything wrong with it right now, actually, starting with the set. First of all, the outside of the mansion is completely wrong. It's dilapidated and overgrown, which is the complete opposite of how it's supposed to look. So, like, the original concept art for the Haunted Mansion ride made it look that way, because, like, it made sense at the time, you know, like, well, it's a haunted house, obviously it's gotta look haunted, right? Like, boarded up windows and dead trees and stuff. But Walt Disney said, no, 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 I don't want that. And he said, we'll take care of the outside and let the ghosts take care of the inside. Which I find really cute for some reason. I'm not sure why. I just think it's really sweet. Like, I know he only did it because, like, he didn't want a massive eyesore in his park. Like, he wanted everything to look pretty, which is understandable. But I don't know. I just find it weirdly wholesome that it's like, no, we're gonna make this ghost retirement home really pretty. We're gonna make it look really nice. So we're gonna give the ghosts a really nice place to stay, and they can decorate the inside however they want. It's just cute to me. I don't know. So yeah, it's a small detail, and I know it probably sounds nitpicky to most people, but like, any adaptation that makes the mansion look like the stereotypical haunted house, I don't know, it just like loses points in my book for accuracy at least. But outside from being a mess, like, the exterior is still pretty cool, admittedly, because like, the designers decided to combine all of the existing mansion rides into one building, instead of just, like, making it look exactly like the Disneyland one or the Disney World one. And honestly, that's, like, it's really cool. Like, if it wasn't so dilapidated, I think it would be perfect. Like, cause that's genuinely, like, such a smart idea, cause, like, then like, anyone in the world who's, like, been on any version of the mansion can, like, appreciate it. It's cute. Yeah, the inside of the mansion is almost perfect, actually. Like, it captures the vibe really well. There's, like, cobwebs, and it's, like, really old, but, like, in the charming way. Like, yeah, it captures the vibe, like, perfectly. The only issue that I have with it is that it's, like, the color palette feels wrong. Like, it feels like the wrong color palette. So, like, the real mansion is, like, all, like, blacks and, like, blues and greens and purples. It's very cool toned. But the mansion in this movie is, like, it's weirdly bright, kind of. Like, not in every scene, but, like, it's very warm. It's, like, a lot of warm tones, like, yellow and, like, a lot of gold and, like, red and orange. But that is kind of like a nitpick too. Like the aesthetic is right, it's just the colors that are kind of off. Everything else is great though. Like, if it weren't for the colors, it would be like 100% perfect on the inside. Anyway, enough about the set design. How are the ghosts represented? Well, it's kind of a mixed bag, honestly. Like, there aren't very many ghosts in this movie, weirdly. Like, it's always like, there's 999 happy haunts here with room for 1,000, and then, like, it's not just this movie. Like, the other one, like, the 2023 movie does this too, where, like, they make the house so big, but then there's, like, they only show, like, 5 ghosts. Like, only, okay, that's a bit of a hyperbole. They do show, like, an alright amount of ghosts, but, like, only, like, 3 of them, outside of the main characters, have speaking lines. Like, most of them are, like, just cameos who don't say anything, and they're just kind of, like, they're basically part of the set. I mean, it's fine, I guess. Like, not every ghost can be a character, I guess. But, like, it just kind of takes away from the haunted mansion of it all, because, like, I feel like the whole, like, point of the haunted mansion is the ghosts. And I won't make fun of this movie too much for it, because, like, again, the 2023 movie has the same issue. Where it's like, they only give importance to, like, a few, like, a tiny handful of the ghosts. And then, like, the rest of the mansion just feels very empty. Like, they'll show ghosts, but most of them won't do anything. Like, they'll mostly just be there to look cool. And they do look cool, they look really cool. They're just, like, they're not really characters, and it's disappointing. Yeah, so of our main ghost characters, only, like, 2 of them are for sure confirmed to be, like, characters in the mansion. Like, the butler, I'm not sure, maybe he's supposed to be the ghost host. I've heard people say that he's the ghost host, but I disagree strongly, because, okay, first of all, the ghost host would never be racist. Don't insult my king like that. Yeah, also, like, I mean, I guess they kind of have similar voices, maybe, but, like, and they kind of have similar roles in the story-ish, like, in terms of, like, showing the main character around, but, like, come on. Like, I'm sorry, if you believe that this guy is the ghost host, that's fine. I'm not gonna take away your headcanons, since, like, Haunted Mansion lore is like FNAF lore, it's very fickle. Like, anything could be true. But, like, Ramsley the Butler is not the ghost host. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe it. Yeah, he's just not. Ramsley's pronouns are he, because he will never be him. Anyway, there's also these 2, like, other side comedic relief characters, the people I was talking about earlier who made the Heaven reference. And they're really cute. It's like a maid and a butler, and I think they're supposed to be, like, an homage to, like, the employee uniforms, which, again, adorable. I am obsessed, but they're not really ghosts. Like, they're not characters. Like, like, the employees aren't really characters. It's a very cute homage, and I do appreciate it. It's just, I just feel like, I don't know. They're fine. And the only, like, 2 main characters, as I mentioned before, there's only, like, 2 other main characters who are ghosts and actually, like, are part of the Haunted Mansion, and that's Master Gracie himself and Madame Leota. And Master Gracie is kind of debatable as a ghost. Like, like, he probably is in the mansion somewhere, it's just, like, he's only a tombstone. Like, maybe I've got my lore mixed up, maybe he is, like, that portrait in, like, the entryway that, like, ages. If you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, there's, a portrait in the mansion of a young man, and the longer you're in the room with it, like, it starts to age and decay until it's like a skeleton, and it's a very cool effect. I am obsessed. But some people think it's Master Gracie, and some people don't. I'm not really sure where to fall on the belief scale of it. But yeah, Master Gracie, he's not really like a major character within the mansion itself. He's kind of just like a name. He gets thrown around in theories a lot. Like, a lot of people think that he's the owner of the mansion, which is how he is in this movie. But I think that was, like, myth-busted somewhere. I don't remember where. I don't know. But yeah, Master Gracie in the movie is very cool, though. So he gets a pass for not being, like, a major, like, Haunted Mansion character. 'Cause he's very cool in this movie. And I am in love with this man. and, yeah, I'm in love with him, and he's cool. So anyway, moving on to Madame Leota. Oh, Madame Leota, my queen. What did they do to you? They made her a comic relief character. And this upsets me greatly, because Madame Leota does not have comedic relief energy, to me. I don't know if I'm, like, in the minority on this, but, like, I personally have always viewed Madame Leota as, like, a very stern, like, sophisticated, mysterious character. Like I can't picture her doing anything that the Madame Leota does in this movie. Like, I cannot imagine her letting people just pick her up and, like just treat her like a loser. And, like, I cannot imagine her in, like, a dire situation, like, just, like, barely helping and forcing Eddie Murphy to solve her riddles 3 before, like, she even, like, attempts to help. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too harsh on her in this movie. I don't know. I don't really care. I hate it. I don't like it. I do not like it. Also, wait, so if she knew the whole time how to break the curse, why did she wait for Eddie Murphy to show up? What? Why didn't she tell Master Gracie anything? She wasn't like locked up or anything. Like maybe she was. Maybe I'm misremembering. But, like, also, that's disrespectful to her power level, because she is, like, okay, I'm kind of, like, okay, I'm gonna sound like I'm glazing, and maybe I am, but Madame Leota is, like, probably one of the most powerful characters in the mansion. Like, she is the one who summons the ghosts to, like, have the parties and stuff. Like, before Madame Leota's room, we, like, barely see ghosts. We see, like, evidence of ghosts. There's, like, the room, there's, like, the hallway with all the doors that are, like, being banged on, and there's, like, the coffin with the, like, skeleton trying to escape from it, and the, floating candelabra corridor. But, like, we don't see, like, ghost animatronics, you know what I mean? Like, we don't see them until Madame Leota shows up. And then right after Madame Leota shows up, we get the ballroom scene, which has the most ghosts outside of, the graveyard scene. And that's so cool. She's so cool. She's not a comedian. And honestly, okay, I can't give this movie too much shit for making her a comedic character, because every single movie does this. Even the Muppets movie, which is my favorite Haunted Mansion movie. Spoilers. And I don't like it. I don't know why they always do this to her. Like, if you're gonna put Madame Leota in a comedic setting, like, make her the straight man. Like, she's not the one to make the jokes or to be the joke. She's the one to, like, roll her eyes at the jokes or, like, ignore them. Like, she is a professional. Like, she does not have time for this shenanigans. Yeah, I'm very passionate about Madame Leota representation, if you couldn't tell. I'm very passionate about all the representation, but Madame Leota always gets the short end of the stick, and I'm tired of it. Like, why Madame Leota specifically? Do people just think that she's, like, a silly character because in her room she's like, talking in rhymes? That's not how she talks normally, bestie. Like, I don't know her personally, so maybe she does, but, like, she's talking like that because she's reciting a spell to summon the ghosts. Like, that's not just her talking. Like, that's her, like, doing a spell. Like, hello? Like, okay, anyway, I've gotten very heated about Madame Leota. I think I've talked about her long enough. Let's talk about other ghosts that are represented in this movie. through cameos, and ones that are kind of absent, weirdly. Starting off, Hitchhiking Ghosts. They're in this movie. They're silly. They're funny. I approve of their cameo. I think that the Hitchhiking Ghosts are completely acceptable to just have as, like, a cameo, who are, like, a little bit funny, and then you don't really see them much again after that. I think that's fair, because, like, that's their role in the ride. Like, they show up at the end to, like, give you one last laugh before, like, you leave, like, to kind of ease up on the doom and gloom of the rest of the ride, I guess. Like, they're the levity. And that's fine. So, like, that's fine for their role in movies. That's how they usually are in pretty much every movie. They're, like, in, like, 1 or 2 scenes, and they're funny and silly, and then you don't really see them again. And that's fine. So, Ezra, Phineas, and Gus, very good representation, in my opinion, in this movie. The singing busts. Oh my gosh. I really don't know how to feel about them in this movie. They're very funny. Their gag gets a little old. Their whole thing is that they just sing everything. Like, they can't just talk. It's like Madame Leota, like how they make her speak in rhyme the whole time. But, like, I feel like it works better here. Cause, like, it's in significantly shorter bursts, and, like, the singing busts are already kind of comedic. So, like, it's fine to have them as comedic characters. They're just little goobers. They're just little guys, and that's fine. I like them. They're a little annoying, but I still like them. So yeah, pretty good representation there. And they did sing Grim Grinning Ghosts. Very epic. Very awesome. Yeah, I like them. They're silly. Let's see. Other ghosts. Constance is not in this movie whatsoever, which surprised me a little bit before I realized that this movie came out before Constance was, like, a character. So, in case you didn't know, Constance Hatchaway, the Black Widow bride who, like, cuts off her husband's heads, was not always a character in the mansion, at least not, like, how we know her today. Originally, in the attic, it was just, like, a bride with, like, a red beating heart, and she didn't say anything. It was just, like, a dress with, like, a red, like, beating heart. And she wasn't, like, inherently, like, evil or malicious or anything. She didn't really have a personality. She was just there to look kind of unsettling. And she did that very well. But then later on, they decided to revamp her to, like, you know, have a personality. And that's how we got Constance. Very cool. But this movie came out before Constance was a thing. This was back in just the attic bride days. So, she's kind of represented in this movie through, like, Elizabeth, I think. I think that's what they were going for. Because, in the movie, they find, like, Elizabeth's wedding dress in the attic. So that's why I feel like they were trying to kind of represent Attic Bride through Elizabeth a little bit. It's fine. It's okay. I like Constance a lot more than Attic Bride. Just because, like, she has a personality, and she's just so iconic, and I love her so much. So I won't really fault this movie for not having her, because she didn't exist. And yeah, I think that's every ghost in this movie that, like, has a speaking role. There's also some zombies that they fight off in a crypt, I think I mentioned earlier. And that gave me nightmares as a kid, so 10 out of 10. Very cool, very based, giving kids nightmares. So yeah, that's all the ghosts, as far as I can remember. Now, how do I feel about the humans? They're fine. Like, they're not bad. They're just very generic. Like, the kids are very much just, like, stereotypes. Like, the little brother is scared of spiders, and his whole arc is not being scared of spiders anymore. And then there's the older sister who's kind of mean, but she knows Latin, and that is like her, like they introduce her, I think, like mentioning like, oh, I'm studying Latin, and then later in the movie, to go into the crypt, they have to read Latin, and she's like, I got this, I can read Latin, and it's silly, and it's kind of forced, but I think it's fun. I like it. She's kind of mean, but like, I feel like most like older sibling characters are mean, so like that's to be expected. Sarah is very cool. I like her. She doesn't have a lot to do, other than like just kind of listen to Gracie kind of trauma dump, and like nag her husband, I guess. I hate that word, but like kind of like nag him about, you know, you're never around anymore, you're always at your job, and that's all you ever talk about. Which is fair, and she's completely right about that. Him caring about his job so much almost gets them killed in this freaking mansion. Yeah, she's cool, she's very pretty, I'm in love with her, I understand why Master Gracie wanted to marry her, based. And Eddie Murphy's just Eddie Murphy. Like, he's very funny, and I like him a lot. He's Eddie Murphy. You can't hate Eddie Murphy. He's funny. He's charming. I like his character. And I feel like maybe this is just like the nostalgia talking, but I feel like his workaholic dad to like appreciating his family arc, I feel like it was relatively well done. Like, it's okay. Like, again, they're all very generic characters, but they're charming in like their own ways. Like, the actors do a really good job at like making them endearing. So like, even though like on paper they're kind of boring, and they are kind of boring in the movie, like, they're not bad. Like, I don't hate them at all. Yeah. I like this movie. I like this movie a little bit. Like, I have a very complicated relationship with this movie. 'Cause on one hand, it's funny, and it makes me laugh so much, even when it's not trying to. But on the other hand, it messes with my Haunted Mansion lore, and I don't like it. So as a Haunted Mansion movie, it's like a 5.5 out of 10, being generous. Maybe a 6 out of 10. But just as like a spooky Halloween comedy, I'd say it's like a 7.5 out of 10. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too nice to it, maybe I'm being too mean to it. I don't know. But those are my feelings on the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion. I like it, I think. Yeah, I'd watch it again. It's very nostalgic. So those are all my thoughts on that. Well, wasn't that terrifying? Okay, I gotta work on my evil laugh. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. Next time I make a video, it'll be covering the 2023 Haunted Mansion, and then after that, it'll be the Muppets Haunted Mansion. I'm very excited to talk about the Muppets, but we gotta get the other live-action movie out of the way first, just for continuity's sake, I guess. If you liked the video, please leave a like. I would really appreciate that. And if you want to stay up to date on my content and what I'm doing, please subscribe if you want to. You can always undo it later, and it would just mean a lot to me. Leave a comment if I left anything out, or if you just have something nice to say. If you have something mean to say, please don't. I will cry. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Have a good day, night, or whatever time it is where you are. Cheers!